What's going on, YouTube? How are you guys doing on this first day of a nice long Labor Day weekend for those that get that extra day on Monday? This is our first day to kind of enjoy it. I took a break starting from yesterday. Uh, just decided didn't want to live stream. Stock market's looking real crazy. Not much really to talk about. Can you find small spots to make money? Of course you can. You can always find spots to make money in the stock market. But right now it's extremely difficult. But anyway, putting that aside, if you've found this video and you saw it titled once again AMC, I just want to give pretty much some of my final thoughts on AMC. Well, why are you talking about it? I thought you sold them all. I did. I sold everything, but Moomoo decided to drag me back in. They gave me one free share of AMC out of the free shares that they give. So I have one share of AMC. And in my opinion, that's all it takes, is one share to be able to talk about it. So my thoughts on AMC at this point, as you can see, the talk is kind of dying down. A lot of content creators are, if they're only talking about AMC, it seems like their subs are going down. For others that are still talking AMC, their views are going down. I just think that people don't really want to hear about this anymore. And like I've been saying for a long time, if you believe in AMC, cool, then just put your stock away. Don't need to keep looking at YouTube for more stories about it. You might as well just, you know what's got to happen, right? It's just got to go up. So might as well leave it in your portfolio, and that's it. Just think about it as any other stock with potential for a high amount of money that it goes up to. Other than that, for me, I'm treating it as another stock. It's just another three-letter stock. AMC. If it moves, I'll play it as such to try to make money off of it. But I wanted to kind of bring out this thought process to you guys, and because I really don't know. So I'm basically asking you to tell me in the comments what you think. And in my opinion, I think that it's time for people to kind of want to have AMC taken down for the moment and investigated. Because at this point, as you can see, we always thought it was suppressed the price, but now it's just ridiculous. Like what they're doing to the stock right now is just like, you know, what's going on? It's like it barely moves, and it just seems that like the powers that be, stock market in general, are really showing us their full power. They're basically telling the people of this country and the world that we run this stock market. We're not here to lose money. And we will do whatever we have to do to protect the stock market and its ability to become another piggy bank for the ultra wealthy, the 1%, as a lot of people like to call them, elitist, if people like that word more. And all the rules are just in their favor, and we really don't have a chance. And that's going to lead me into the IPO situation, the IPO conversation. I'll get back to AMC and what my theory should be about taking the ticker down and just investigating it and doing an actual full investigation of the stock. I'll come back to talking about that. But with the IPO craze, as you can see, and I still think it's a very bad thing to do, even if you get the one story of a person that made $1 million. And that's typically what's used in order to promote something, that one story that gets everybody motivated to try to be that next story just like that. And for every one of those, you get hundreds that lose tons of money. It's just like any other Ponzi scheme. That's what they do. I was once in one of these pyramid schemes, and I didn't even know it was a pyramid scheme. And it's funny, they used to use Donald Trump as the spokes guy, you know, like you could be the next Donald Trump if you handle this pyramid scheme the same way. And they always give you that one or two winning story, like, this guy, he's driving a Lamborghini, he's got a Ferrari, he's got a mansion. You could be that person too. And typically that's about that 1% is really that one person that made that kind of money. It's not really, it's not a realistic expectation to think that you're going to play any particular stock and you're going to be hitting it for $1 million or beyond. It's just not realistic. It's more times than not you're going to lose. But my point in actually talking about the IPOs is to really show, and I think the AMC community is watching, even the ones that are not getting involved in the IPO craze. you're seeing the full power of the stock market and its corruptive ways. It's just they manage the event. So if the stock seems like it's going to rip constantly and go up, they halt it. They'll stop it right then and there. It starts going up a little bit, they'll halt it. Now on the way down, they don't have a problem with that. Going down is not a problem because they're shorting the stock. That's what they want. It's the easiest play for those that have tons of money is to short things, short stocks, companies, whatever have you. But that's been the rhythm, and I think a lot of people. I'm not. This is not really up for debate. You can see it for yourself if you've been following the IPOs. They halt it on very low volume, going up. They really don't let them get too out of control. Once in a while, they'll let one go, like the AG, whatever it was, RX, whatever that other one was that ran up to, whatever that was, 2000 and beyond. Or no, I'm sorry, it went up to like, what was it, 1200 was the top on that one, whatever it was. They'll let one go here and there. It's actually, they're doing it at your detriment because now you're looking at it and you're saying this is possible. Well, that's the one they want you to see as possible. I usually call that let them have one that's good for the game. You know what I mean? Like in poker, every so often a guy on the table will bluff somebody pretty badly and then show it, and they'll say, now we're playing poker. They'll say that's good for the game because now it's going to entice people to put in more money into pots and call somebody on a large bet because they may be bluffing. So it's the same thing with the stock market. The ones that control the stock market, they'll throw you one out every now and then. They're not going to throw you AMC, I can tell you that one. They're not going to let AMC be the one, that's for sure. But on an IPO that not many people know about, they'll let one run up to ridiculous numbers. But other than that, they are halting it as it goes up until people just say, I don't know what way it's going to go, so I'm not going to FOMO in any more money, or I'm not going to get involved. It may just drop right after this halt. And that's what I was telling you guys months ago about AMC with respects to using halts as the strongest power against your mindset. If AMC were to rip, they will halt it. You will have no idea which way it's going to go, and they will figure out which way they're going to take it. And for the most part, people will probably just bail anyway because they don't want to deal with the unknown. Because when a stock is halted, you don't know if it's going to open back up or open back down. A stock can hold going down, and all of a sudden when it opens up, it goes back up. And we've seen many times where a stock halts going up, tremendous rise in price, it's going up, 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 they halt it, and it opens back up, and it goes down. So you have no idea what's going to happen when they open these stocks up after being halted. So now closing this video out and talking about kind of what the main purpose of this video is, and that is, I guess I'm asking the AMC and APE community what you guys think about lobbying to have the tickers stopped, not trading anymore, and fully investigated, because at this point it doesn't seem like either side is going to budge. Large amount of retail is not going to sell the stock. They're going to hold it forever, and the powers that be are not going to let that run to its capabilities. You're not going to just wake up in AMC. They're going to say, okay, we cover, till we tap out. We tap out, let it run to 50,000, 100,000, or whatever. That day is not coming. So we're at basically a stalemate in this situation with AMC. And I think what we should probably be talking about is shutting it down and having them thoroughly investigate it and find out if in fact there are fake shares out there that were created in order to suppress the stock in both tickers at this point now, AMC and APE. I think the goal and the mentality should be to get down to the bottom of this, because this will not only expose the problem in AMC, if there is actually one, but it will expose this problem probably in many, many other stocks across the stock market in general. So the question I'm going to leave you with before I shut this video off is, if they shut down the stock, do the shorts still have to pay fees and cost to borrow while the stock, and the cost to borrow, I don't know what it is right now for AMC and APE. It may not be that much, but do they still have to pay fees while a stock is being investigated and shut down? Do they still have to pay borrow fees on those stocks, or are they also absolved from it? Like they don't have to pay that at all because the stock is being shut down. Interesting question, because then it would be something that you can use, and I'm a poker player, as a bluff. The community kind of bluffs and says, well, it wouldn't be a bluff actually, but you would say, hey, listen, if you don't cover the situation, we want it investigated. And then at that point, they may not want it investigated because they may have to continue paying for their borrowed shares while it's being investigated. So I think it's an interesting theory because at that point you would box them in, right? They would either have to just start covering AMC and APE. Hold on, plane coming. So they would either be spooked off by that and just say, okay, gig's up, we have to do it because we don't actually want it investigated. Because at that point, for however long it takes, we're going to have to pay our fees to borrowing these shares. And the theory is it's in the billions, right? Of synthetics out there that they maybe have to pay for. So let me know in the comments, guys, what you think. Maybe another content creator wants to do a video answering this question as well. But I don't know that answer at all. I haven't heard anybody covering it. So the question is if the shareholders ask for the stock to be shut down and investigated, do the short positions have to continuously pay for their short positions, their fees, their borrow fees? Do they have to pay for them? Because if they do, I have a feeling that they wouldn't want to be in a spot like that where the stock has no movement and it may take months for it to be figured out what's going on and do an appropriate share count. Or they might just say, you know what, the hell with it. I didn't think that they were going to go to this level, I guess, and they just start covering the stock and you start seeing the price increase. So it's just a theory. I have no idea. I'm relying on you guys to answer that question that I have regarding that stock. But other than that, that's what I have for you guys. If I don't see you again on video, have a great Labor Day weekend. And we'll see you Monday, if anything, at my pre-market show. Johnwicksnipin is out.